We're here at Sibos 2015 in Singapore, one of the financial capitals of the world. I'm Chris Principe from Financial IT, and I'm pleased to have a good friend of mine, Pedro Ramos from China Systems. Good morning, Pedro. How are you?
Hi. Nice to see you, Chris.
Great. Could you tell us a little bit about the company?
Well, China Systems obviously is corporate. We do mostly trade. We also are now into supply chain finance and payments, so we've been doing that for a while. In the United States, China Systems US does mostly trade. We are trying to get into the market of supply chain, obviously, for a bit, and we've got quite a lot of stuff going on in the company. So in the US, we've had a few busy years, especially the last one. A lot of projects, mostly again on trade, around trade. Very happy with the existing customers and trying to explore new markets also. So obviously we've been to South America also a little bit. We have a couple of customers in Canada also. So it's been a good year for us.
Well, very interesting for me, and of course, you guys have been in the industry a long time on the trade finance side. You've been a leader for a long time. Interesting to hear that supply chain finance is now a good focus. The U.S. market in particular is certainly ripe for that, but a difficult market. What are some of the challenges that you want to address with your solution?
Well, again, the biggest challenge that we face these days is we are getting into this market as a software vendor, and obviously we have a couple of very big customers. But we do need to actually expand our range of customers. That's one of the challenges that we have. We are working with one of the biggest banks in the world on supply chain finance. We hope to leverage on that to actually enter the US market in a bit more strength.
So, in addressing the US market for supply chain, can you give us a couple of the points in your solution that really will benefit the U.S. market?
Well, very much so. We have I think the biggest strength that we have is actually twofold. We have a tremendous internal knowledge on supply chain, and we have a very powerful platform that is extremely adaptable. And I think that is the strength that we have, both in trade but also in supply chain finance. We are a tremendously adaptable platform, very rapid development. So we're able to go into a bank and really understand their requirements and actually use the toolkit of our platform to bring exactly what the bank requires from a trade finance or a supply chain finance. I think that's probably the two biggest advantages that we have. Obviously, we have a global footprint also, which means that we've gone through a number of projects and we've learned across the world, done implementations all over the place, and are able to leverage that knowledge and bring it over to the United States and to the particulars of that market.
Well, my takeaway from that, Pedro, is there's great experience both in trade finance and supply chain finance. There's a global footprint. Clearly you guys have traditionally been one of the leaders in the trade finance, supply chain finance space. So going forward, give us a little look into some of your strategies, some of the things that you see as trends, some of the things that everybody should be aware of in this area.
We are, especially in the United States, going forward, we are focusing a lot on the existing customers. We have a lot of business going on, a lot of projects being started. So 2016 is going to be a very exciting year for us on that front. Also, we're looking at obviously improving our solutions and making them available in the U.S. market. So there's a couple of initiatives, both from a cloud perspective, also from a functionality perspective, supply chain finance, obviously, payments also, generic payments I'm talking about, and obviously trade. So that's also a push that we're doing, and obviously expand to new markets. So South America is definitely one of our targets this year. We are having some initiatives there, some partners, some partnerships. So that will again be some of the interesting challenges for China Systems US and Canada for the next year.
Well, great. Really, again, take away from this the view of being very customer centric, the customer service, ease of implementation, ease of delivery now with the cloud, and really being able to cement your position as the leading trade finance and supply chain finance provider. So we wish you the best of luck going forward. Really appreciate that you spent a couple of minutes with Financial IT.
Thank you very much.
And good Sibos for the rest of us.
Very good to see you again, Chris.
Great, Pedro. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Chris Principe, Financial IT.